Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody that is continuing a toxic cycle. And I feel realizing that maybe the person they've been engaged with a kind of codependent cycle with is checking out or doesn't really want to continue dealing with this kind of toxic energy. So the Five of Pentacles in the reverse is this person who comes back all the time. But the Queen of Cups is in the reverse because we have somebody that is losing their interest or not really wanting to be involved in this connection anymore because it is that kind of predictable cycle of toxicity, right? Hello, upper echelon. How are you doing? Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you've got some fun plans. If you'd like a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. And we're going to start with the Bianco Nero. What else do we have? Page of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. That's a lot of earth energy considering we already started off with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. There's a chance to hop right back on that carousel, right? Do I want to go for another ride when the last one made me puke up my funnel cake? By the way, if you ever have fried cheese curds and you dip it in caramel sauce, there's a funnel cake experience for you. It doesn't sound like it should be, but it tastes just like funnel cake. You can thank me later. But this is somebody who's saying, yeah, I think I'm like literally already dizzy from being on this ride. I don't want to deal with it anymore. I think I'm good. So the lyrics that I took the title from are from the song Slow Dive by Claus, I think is how you say it, but the W is two V's next to each other. I'm just going to read a couple of the lyrics. Forget the words I said, remove them from your head, erase the time we spent and everything we did then. Hide me from your eyes, between your day and night, neither wrong nor right, in a slow dive at twilight. You come closer and closer, don't. You could run me over. And now, but I know you won't. Let me go is really where it goes. I know you won't let me go. So it's somebody who keeps coming back for more, somebody who keeps making things difficult and not fixing the problems. So this Queen of Pentacles is basically saying, I think it's maybe time to just like forget about me. Page of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. So there's this concern or anxiety that your person or the person you're walking away from is experiencing because they don't know if there's anything they can do to change your perspective or change your mind now that your goals in terms of that long term have changed. This isn't what I want. I don't want to be here. I don't want to keep getting sucked into this game where maybe there's jealousy issues, maybe there's controlling energy. It isn't what this Queen of Pentacles wants. More earth energy. So Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. We've got the Five of Pentacles in the reverse again, and the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse with the Three of Cups in the reverse. So you may feel like you can't trust this person or they were not there for you when you needed them. And some of you may know that this person was not loyal to you. Either way, it was not a stable connection. It was something that always kept you guessing and you didn't really know if you could rely on this person to be honest with you. Hello, Peggy. How are we doing? Hello, Kay. How's your day? So it's like one of my friends, when I was in Mexico, granted, we were coming back from the bar. So to be fair, I think maybe she was drunk. She wanted to have some cereal and she, put the cereal in the bowl, poured the milk, added the sugar, went to go take a bite and realized that instead of sugar, she'd grabbed salt. And let me tell you, the reaction was hilarious, but probably not very enjoyable for her. If you put salt on your cereal, you're not going to be a very happy camper because there's expectations, right? This is going to taste sweet. And instead, it's like a slap across the face, culinary style. This is somebody who's like, guess what? I already know that you are cereal with salt on top of it. And I, call me crazy, I would really like to have cereal with sugar on top instead of salt. You're used to the kind of whiplash that you get when you deal with this person. And you're not really looking for that anymore. We've got 2 cups, King of Pentacles, and the 8 of Cups in the reverse. So in order to prevent, having that same energy over and over again, I think this Queen of Pentacles is saying, I have these standards in place now, and I'm more selective. I don't want to deal with that kind of energy. If you want to be in a relationship with me, I'm only going to pursue something with somebody that I know is not going to be in an outer hot and cold energy, somebody who has stability, right? Earth energy, before I get into any kind of relationship or, situationship. This is the Cats Rule the Earth. What else? Ace of Wands in reverse. Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, 4 of Cups in the reverse. Yeah. This seems like chalking one up as a loss. It didn't work out. I tried a few times, or I really did think that maybe love was enough in this connection, but I'm not going to continue to believe that you're going to change when every time you've told me you will, you haven't. Now I have these boundaries. Now I'm asking you to let me go, and I mean it. And I'm not interested in, playing little games regarding love. If I find real love, then cool. Otherwise, I'm not interested. 3 of Swords in the reverse. Only interested in healed energy. Have you been able to address the burdens or the baggage that you had before getting to this relationship? Or are you going to blame me for the things that happened in the other relationships that you had? Because no, thank you. This is healing, okay? It may feel uncomfortable because you are not used to having these boundaries, but this is how it's supposed to work. Keeping energy out that is only going to kind of throw you off your square. Temperance in the reverse, 2 of Swords. Decision between instability and the 10 of Cups. I know that even though I may feel lonely every now and then, or may question if I gave you enough chances, that what I'm really doing right now is I'm making a decision. I'm at a crossroads and I have to decide, do I want to deal with somebody that I know is not a very good match for me? Do I want to continue to be patient for somebody that has basically shown me that they don't really want to make changes? Because maybe the smarter thing is for me to be patient and wait for this 10 of Cups, a relationship that makes me feel like I am a part of a team, somebody who considers my feelings and is there, right? Eight of Swords, the Sun, and the 8 of Pentacles. So where you have clarity on your expectations in terms of love or relationships, and perhaps you communicate this to this person, now they have a lack of clarity, or their mind is a little bit foggy because they have no idea how to handle this. They were used to dealing with you when you had fewer boundaries. And now it's like their key card is denied access. They can't get into the building. They can't do anything if you won't even listen to them, right? This is the voyage of the soul. Evil eye, protection, negativity, gossip, walk away, cancel, and release. You are releasing this energy. I think it's offsetting or upsetting to them. Their energy is kind of off kilter now because they leveraged, I mean, you could probably call this person an energy vampire because they were leveraging you to kind of offset some of their times. I would think that they were taking out negative experiences on you to feel better about their situation. And that's probably why you felt depleted around this person. Maybe you felt like no matter how much sleep you got, you still wanted to stay in bed. We've got free, travel, explore, wild, uninhibited, and adventure. But away from this person, you feel like you have more energy, more motivation, more desire to go out and do things instead of, dealing with this person's unpredictable energy. We have pathway and sexuality, choices, alternatives, horizons, new, forward, and direction, and sensuous, passion, kundalini, sacred sex, primal, and carnal. There is a change in your perception of how you connect to others. I think you now see this person as somebody that was maybe more comfortable connecting on a surface level as opposed to being transparent or authentic with you. And you're interested in having more experiences with people that have gone through awakening as opposed to people that are on the surface level interesting. Purpose, mission, quest, soul's calling, aspiration, goal, and drive. Now there's this fire energy that is starting within you. I do think there's a lot of earth energy around you and that you were feeling kind of stuck instead of grounded. And you want that more healthy earth energy. And it's like this fire energy is prompting you to take action, pulling you in a certain direction, but inspiring you to make sure you're taking the right steps instead of getting caught up in whatever it was that got you a little bit delayed, a little distracted. This is what's the news. Hello, Kingly Eagle. How are you? Sneaky link, hidden lover, low-key situationship, side piece. This was someone that didn't take the connection seriously. They didn't want a committed or a sustained connection. There was either like punctuation, right? Like you just had like a couple of weeks or a couple of months and then they would disappear or go do something else. And then, maybe we should get back together, but never in a concerted effort to go towards a relationship. It's more of a, okay, maybe you could distract me for a little bit. But we have the supersize me, doing too much. So it's like those little times where you would spend together, it was, okay, I want to spend like 6 hours a day with you. Not just, hey, I'm back. Let's, go out on a date and then I'm going to disappear again. It was like feast or famine. SOS, distress, act with urgency, assistance needed. So if you sense that this person is coming back or they've already tried to reach back out to you, you know what's coming. You know how this goes. You've been through enough cycles with this person and you're not going to let the love bombing entice you. You're not interested in what kinds of illusions. Love bombing. You're not interested in what kinds of illusions they might have for you. You know that they are going to try just about anything to convince you that it is a good idea to continue to, hang out with them. But it's good to be difficult to reach. You may block them. You may just be on your phone less, or maybe you're saying, my job is pretty demanding, so I can't really check my phone as much. But pretty soon, this toxic energy is going to come back around. As far as if they're love bombing, it's only a matter of time before they start to do the controlling stuff, right? We have fed up, over it, not having it, and frustrated. karmics, third parties, haters, lesson learned. And I feel like coven season is in the reverse. You know, this person's not ready for a relationship and maybe never will be. You've learned your lesson with this person. You're not interested in giving them another chance. You've been burned enough times. Maybe that most recent burn hasn't even healed yet, but you're not about to say yes to them. So, yeah. All right, let's see. This is the Ghost Tarot. Let's see what else we've got. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse again. Ace of Swords in the reverse. And the Knight of Cups in the reverse. I think you either ignore this person or you tell them that you're not interested. Some of you may go a little bit further and align with the lyrics from that song, which is more so like, you should just forget about me. I don't feel the same way that I used to. No. And with the Knight of Cups in the reverse, it's definitely looking like a rejection of somebody's offer. But more than that, I feel like you bruise their ego. They get a bit offended, right? Hello, Buff Diamond. How are you doing? Eight of Swords. Queen of Cups. And the Emperor. See, part of loving is controlling your own emotions. So if you love someone, what does that mean? What are those rules? What does that justify? Or what will you look the other way on if you love somebody? And whoever I'm reading for, you have felt like you were kind of a prisoner of this love, that you didn't really want to continue feeling this way for this person. You didn't want to be susceptible to those feelings. And you found a way to deal with that. You found a way to be more logical, or more, it's almost like you kind of put those emotions apart from yourself and like scientifically dissected them. Like, okay, what is it about this person? Why do they keep getting back into my sphere? Why do I let them come back? And how can I make sure that they don't? With the Emperor, you have figured out how to acknowledge that there's emotions, but that those emotions don't have to be the deciding factor in terms of what is best for you. If you love somebody, but you know it's not good for you, you're able to walk away, which is not something everyone can do, right? Hello, Danielle. How are you doing? Hello, Key Controller. What's happening? Page of Cups. Page of Pentacles. And the Five of Cups in the reverse. I think you're focused on yourself. I think we have somebody who's going to misjudge your resistance as you've started to get involved with somebody new. And that could be true for some of you. But I think for the majority of you, it's more so like, you ain't competing with some new love interest. You're wanting some of my energy, and that energy is something that I've already diverted to myself, and I like taking care of myself better. All of the attention that you used to give me, or the attention I used to give you, now I can kind of like cut that out and focus on myself. So why would I want to do less of that in order to invite toxicity? They're convinced, though, that you're with somebody new. They feel like the only way you would push them away is if there was somebody more interesting that you had found. Five of Pentacles in the reverse. Queen of Wands. And the Seven of Wands. They're not used to you defending yourself. They're not used to you having these boundaries or denying them when they come back around. They find you very attractive and they know that you find them attractive, but they feel like there's something that's off or something that has changed. You're not acting the same way now when I, hit you up. Hello, Carrie. Hello. How's it going around the bedlam? Meow. Hello, Kai. How's it going? All right. What else do we have? This is The Truth Is. What else do we have? Gold digging, interested in financial gain. Wasting time. The one you love is afraid to commit. This could be somebody who likes to swoop in on a love interest for a couple weeks or even a couple months at a time. Get somebody to pay for their food, maybe even like crash on your couch for a bit. They go from person to person to kind of mooch a little bit, but they don't want to be in a commitment because then they feel like there's going to be actual expectations. You have to pay for this, or it would be fair if we split that. They would rather keep things kind of surface level and see what people are willing to kind of like donate to the cause. Missing you, longing to be with you again, and the future. The future's clear for you right now, and you don't see this person in your future because they're not a reliable energy. Anytime they come back, it's not for a long period of time. And part of that could be because you were starting to argue more frequently. This is the Gold Foil Tarot. What else do we have? Empress in the reverse. Struggles with emotional intimacy. Seven of Cups in the reverse. I feel like this is somebody who has a fear of missing out. There's always somebody better out there, or there's always somebody, maybe I should get to know them. So the idea of, resisting temptation or being able to say, hey, that person's really attractive, but it's okay. I'm in a relationship, so I don't need to get to know them. It could be in some way this person really likes to get to know new people because they like to win over people or get little W's in their column, but it's about their self-esteem needing to be validated by external sources, right? What else do we have? Emperor in the reverse. This is somebody who has not mastered control of their emotions or understanding how to leverage them to make the right decisions. It's more so that they are controlled by those emotions. So this person's very reactive and defensive. And I think you have realized how they pull those levers or how they manipulate people. You're coming through as the Hermit. You see them using people's emotions or, manipulating their own emotions to play victim or to make people feel like they have to do a certain thing. Queen of Cups. Temperance in the reverse. You are supposed to be in a relationship that brings peace or harmony because that is what you offer to others. If you are consistently dating people or if you are stuck in a relationship with somebody that is tapping your energy to make them feel better because they create all this chaos, it leaves you with nothing, right? You need to fill your cup. So by distancing yourself from this person, you start to notice you have more energy, you have more motivation, things are a little bit more sunshiny for you. The Lovers in the reverse. And Justice. So realizing that this is not your person, or that maybe you did love them, or maybe you confused loneliness or codependency for love, but you don't see a place for them in your future because you don't see them listening to their intuition or trying to become a better partner. It really does just seem to be all about them and what they can get from a situation or whether or not they're getting their way. It's just kind of immature. The World, Ace of Wands in the reverse, Strength in the reverse. So you're starting to feel a sense of accomplishment or achievement for being able to close out a cycle. Maybe you were hoping that this person would apologize or take some sort of action, repay you for some sort of debt or give back something they stole in order to close out this cycle. But you're starting to realize you have more control over that closure. By simply forgiving them and letting them go on your end, you're able to remove that energy that is negative from your sphere, right? So with Strength in the reverse, you understand now how to remove that weakness instead of letting it control you. This is the Fairy Lenormand. What else do we have? Hello, Desiree. How are you doing? Love, number 24, or the heart. And 21, the mountain. Now you see that this isn't genuine love. This person that you've been dealing with or that you have felt stuck with is somebody that tries to present an illusion of love in order to keep people stuck so that they can continue to use them. Really do feel like this is an energy vampire, but for some of you, this is entirely about finances. Can I stay at your place? Will you buy me some food? Will you give me your clothes? Whatever it is, this is somebody who leeches off of other people. Stork and the Cross, number 17 and number 36. So there's good news awaiting you because you've made the right choice. You have been through a dark night of the soul, and you may be inviting your ex to go through a dark night of the soul. They have to actually, get on the train after they have that train ticket, but you've learned a lot and you're not willing to turn back into those difficult times. As a result, there's some good news that's going to be coming to you. I feel like within the next 3 weeks. This is the Situations deck. What else do we have? Hello, Frederick. How's your day? Have I said hello to Illuminati? Lockdown, mental prison, confined, recalling, reminiscing, memories, returning, and threatened. Now I realize that maybe my tricks are not working on you. Maybe you've learned about yourself that you're more resilient than you expected, or that you could actually move on and be happier in a different relationship. They're feeling threatened because they think you've realized you don't need them, or maybe you don't really love them. Sometimes when you look back at the past, you pick, it's cherry picking the memories, right? Oh, well, this was good and this was good. And I'll think about those things instead of all of these little things that you did in between that were kind of awful. And now whoever you are, Queen of Pentacles, you're looking at this and you're like, okay, well, I'm looking at the whole picture and you kind of suck. No, don't get me wrong. For 10 seconds here, you were really cool and that was fun. But then you went back to not being cool. So when you contact me, maybe the best thing for me to do is to not respond or to leave you on red, to block you. There's definitely a signal going out to this person that you are moving on or that you're not interested in another chapter. And they may try to find a way to lash out at you. We've got the retaliation card, desire, and irreconcilable differences. So because I know that you think it should be done and completely over, I want to find some way to get back at you. Nobody leaves me. Nobody tells me it's over. I don't like this energy, and I don't think that you would either. I would minimize your contact with this person because they are trying to find a way to, impact your life in a way that feels commensurate to the way that you have messed up their life. You haven't messed it up. You're just being a little bit of a drama queen. Some of you are contemplating moving away, and I support that because this provides less access to this person. We have realization, awareness, finding out, and ascension and triggers in the reverse. Yeah. I think for many of you, you're on a course towards a different place, towards a new chapter, towards a new relationship, maybe even a new job. And all of this change is energizing for you and helping you realize that you really are no longer stuck with this person. And at the same time, it's triggering them because they're seeing that you're for real this time, that you really are walking away, or that you're choosing a new life, that the things that used to appeal or work on you, not anymore. It's like now you've got a rain jacket instead of a sweatshirt. So it just rolls right off you. This is the Love Oracle. What else do we have? Thank you, Deborah. What else do we have? Clarity, truth, intentions, honesty. Healing, releasing, purifying, cleansing. Obsession, infatuation, adoration, and addiction. The more I think about the connection that I had with you, the less that I see it as like true love, and the more I see it as something like an obsession, because the obsession that kind of keeps you away from your path, or the type of connection where you feel stuck, that's a toxic connection, which would be, aligned with the devil card, because it's somebody that keeps you more or less in a place of purgatory, right? You can't really get much done, but you're not getting what you want. And you're seeing this person now as an individual that taught you a lot, but maybe shouldn't be in your sphere anymore. Beginnings, try again, new direction, start over. Remember, we had that free card. There's a different direction that you're headed. For many of you, this is because you're moving. We also have the World card, which can talk about end of one chapter, beginning of a new chapter, or literally travel. We have fantasy and stress. So now that you are considering alternatives, or now that the world has kind of opened up in terms of possibilities, because you don't have to feel like you need to be around this person or with this person, you're imagining all the different paths that are available to you. And there is one that is, I think, particularly appealing to you. You may not understand why it appeals to you. It may go against what you think you should do, but there's something that is a magnetic pull on you for a reason. And if it makes you feel like a little intimidated because you don't know if you can do it, but it's something that would make you feel very accomplished, that is what the universe is trying to show you, that they're like lighting a little spark over that path for you, so you are more drawn to it, especially because whatever you've been dealing with lately has been very stressful. So the idea of getting you into a happier environment where you feel fulfilled and your batteries are replenished instead of drained, that's what the universe wants for you right now. Hello, Sky High. How are you doing today? Hello, Charles. What's up? So we have past life, deja vu, repeated patterns, karmic lessons, hopeless, sinking, despair, falling apart, and emotional storm, turmoils, unstable, and affected. So you may be kind of throwing this person into a dark night of the soul. For many of you, this person thought that they had this strange connection with you because maybe you knew each other in a past life. Maybe they felt like because there was always unfinished business that they would always be able to keep you around. But this illusion has shattered for them, and they're seeing that they may actually lose you for real this time. It's making them feel like they have less control than they've ever had. So they may be kind of unpredictable, or they may be starting a lot of arguments right now with other people. Mistaken, misunderstood, victim, lost soul, releasing, letting go, moving on, walking away, and one day, someday, somewhere, another time. For many of you, if you felt like this was a twin flame, you're accepting the idea that maybe in a different lifetime, see you next lifetime. It didn't work out this time, but that's okay. Whatever's meant for me will be for me. Even if you do view this connection as a mistake or a thing that you wish you could undo, you're also kind of coming around to the idea that maybe in order to better release this energy, it's best to forgive yourself for falling into this relationship, right? Instead of beating yourself up about it, because that's not going to do anyone any good. We all make mistakes, but there is a daydream that is starting to take root within you, a little bit of a realization that things could be turning around for you in a major way because you are letting go of something that has been a thorn in your side. I hope so. What else do we have? Lusting, forbidden, non-committal, sexual energy, and cloudy judgment, illusions, unbalanced, and distorted. Now I see the reality of, who you really are or how you were treating me. I'm not just looking at the connection through rose-colored glasses and cherry picking the memories to make it seem like it's a better love story than it really was. When I am honest with myself, it feels like you were just trying to use me, or you were codependent, and it was toxic. This is the untold messages of the heart. What else do we have? Hold on, I think there was one flipped over. I don't have any elevator music. Do you guys want me to whistle or something? I could tell a bad joke. Oh, there they are. I found them, you guys. Okay. Worry. I'm not sure if this is a good idea. I'm overthinking everything. What will everyone else think? Part of the problem in terms of this person's lack of commitment with you was concern over how people would judge you or them for being with each other. Again, a focus on external validation, right? How do I know if what I'm doing is the right thing unless other people tell me that it's the right thing? Well, you have your own brain cells. I feel like I can't get through to you. Please let me in. I do think that a lot of you have blocked this person, and I'm giving you a nice little high five for that choice. Risk. I'm ready to take a leap of faith and risk it all for you. Unresolved. So much has happened between us in the past. Can we work through it again? They're going to try to make a grand gesture, but it's going to fall short. It's not going to be enough. You may appreciate that they're trying, but I think most of you are going to feel like, come on, like I tried to make it easy for you so you could see that I wasn't going to fall for this anymore. You may be trying more than you did in the past, but you haven't healed from the things that make you lash out at people. Defensive. I'm not ready to talk. I will only push you away. Clingy. Feeling trapped pushes me away. Please give me some space. They're going to be clingy. And I don't know if they've done this before. They're trying to pull out new tricks from their bag, but it does seem like they, unresolved, have not healed the things that they need to. They're just trying to muster up some other kind of energy to get you to stay around or not really walk away. They may tell you that they're making plans for your future or their future with you. I know that I want you in my future. I'm working on making the proper plans. But the key here is they're not going to be able to point to any actual changed behavior or accomplishments that they've already like actually done, right? This is, oh, I'm thinking about this, or I thought about maybe, changing that, but I haven't yet. Cool. I thought about winning the lottery and I'm already spending the money. The damage has already been done and I don't know how to pick the pieces up. In a way, this is maybe the most, is the word prescient? This one gets it more than the others. The damage has already been done. They can't undo the damage that has been done. And even if they could, it would require that healing to have happened that they continue to sidestep. So there doesn't seem to be a lot of opportunity for them to make things work out with you because they haven't been using the right approach. This is the Gypsy Oracle. Hello, James. How are you doing? Hello, Miss Princess. How's your day? Reunion. Journey in the reverse. I'd really like to see you, but I haven't done any of the work that would make that like actually worthwhile for you. For some of you, what I'm saying is this person wants to see you again, but they're not going to make the effort. They're going to be like, hey, it's been forever. Would you like to go get some food? Yeah, there's this place like half a block away from me. And could you pay? That's great. They're going to make some unreasonable offer of a reunion. And it's going to be like, can you drive all the way to my side of town? Or can you pick up some lunch and drop it off for me? No. You didn't hear that? No. So we've got sighs in the reverse, SIGHS. I don't think this person's going to have the same emotional impact on you anymore. You're kind of over it, right? We had this fed up card. It's going to be like things that you used to be like, oh, that's kind of cute, or yeah, it's not a big deal. You're now going to be like, you're still doing that? Oh my God. You're going to sound cooler than that, okay? Don't say it like that. We've got letter and waiting in the reverse. Haughtiness. You may send a message, or the fact that you are not sending any messages is itself a message sent that says, hey, so I tried to wait for you to be an adult and approach this relationship in a way that is healthy, but you did not do that. So because you still have an ego problem, I'm going to let you and your ego get back to that relationship that you so love. I really don't know what movie it was, but there's this old movie where I think it's like a couple of schoolgirls are pretending they're making out and they're doing like the thing behind the back, right? So if you're behind them, it looks like they're making out. It's like the way you view them, you're like, just go make out with your ego. Like, just whatever. You'll be fine. You love yourself. You don't need me. You're great. You'll find somebody else to like make you feel good about yourself. All right. This is the Zodiac fortune telling cards. What last pieces of advice do we need? Hello, Jenny. How are you doing? You will soon meet the one you most want to meet. Sounds like a new love interest. You help others unexpectedly. This is part of why you've ascended. Always doing for others without reward. You are a kind soul. Queen of Cups energy. And that's why you're supposed to be with somebody who returns that energy to you. You appreciate the smaller things in life rather than the big ones. One of the things that this person's going to realize after you are no longer in their life is that you didn't even ask for that much. The things that you did want would have been like free or just like, gestures of appreciation. And they could have had it made in terms of having a happy relationship if they'd been honest with themselves about what little you really were asking from them. That it was pretty reasonable. Hello, Danny. How are you doing? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. I hope you have a great rest of your day and that I get to see you on the next live stream. Doodles.